So let's proceed to the life cycle of the Schistosoma. So as you can see, there are three types of species or eggs that are presented in the life cycle. We have the egg of the Schistosoma mansoni, the Schistosoma japonicum, and the Schistosoma hematobium. So under this life cycle, these three eggs are considered as the diagnostic stage for the Schistosoma species. And these eggs can be eliminated with feces and in urine depending on the species. So what can you eliminate in the feces are the mansoni and the japonicum, while in the urine we have the hematobium. So as you can see, there are broken lines presented in the life cycle. So these broken lines are considered to be, or is considered as rarely seen eggs in both feces and in urine. So after the eggs has been hatched, so it releases a myracidia. So these myracidia are larvae that hatches from the egg of a trematode worm or fluke. So after this myracidia, it penetrates to the snail tissue and forms a sac-like structure called a sporocyst. Yeah, sporocyst, and it is where the encapsulated larva begins to develop. So after the sporocyst has been developed, it will release a free-living larva stage in which a parasite fluke passes from an intermediate host, which is the snail, to another intermediate host, which is the human, or to the final vertebrate host. So these are carrier released by snail into water and free living. So next we have the cercariae, right? This cercariae will penetrate to the skin of the human or its intermediate host, or its another intermediate host. So after which the cercariae lose tails during penetration and become a schistosomulae. So this schistosomulae migrates via venous circulation to lungs, then to the heart, and develop in the liver, exiting the liver via the portal vein system when mature. So as you can see, the cercariae loses its tail and will go to the circulation and migrates to the portal blood in liver and mature into adult. So paired adults migrate to mesenteric venous or bowel rectum, laying eggs that circulates to the liver and shed in stool, and venous plexus of bladder. So after the adult eggs, after the adult worms release another set of eggs, the cycle will go on, and the infection will go on it also. So next we have the mode of transmission. Mainly by contact with contaminated water, infected free-living larval forms such as the cercariae penetrates directly through the skin. So the incubation period of the cercariae is 2 to 6 weeks after exposure. Next, we have the laboratory diagnosis. So schistosomiasis, or snail fever or bilharzia, is caused by parasitic flatworm called schistosomes, where eggs may not be demonstrated in the feces. Infections where there is scarring prevent passage of eggs into the intestinal lumen. So I will project a picture. As you can see, there is a scarring that prevents passage of eggs into the intestinal lumen. Here. The kid is also, or the human that is infected is also bloated. So stool examination techniques include the merthiolate iodine formalin concentration technique, or the MIFC. So this is sensitive for moderate and heavy infection and not adequate for light infection with less than 10 eggs per gram of stool. So as you can see, these are the representation of the stool or the methylate iodine formalin concentration technique. As you can see, there are ether, which is any class of organic compounds characterized by an oxygen atom bounded to two alkyl or aryl groups, and it has a similar structure to alcohol. And next we have the dendritus, and these dendritus are waste or debris of any kind. And the MIF layer, which is the methylate iodine formalin layer, and the sediment with parasite. Here, sediment with parasite. So here we can obtain the possibly the parasite. Next, we have the immunodiagnosis, which includes the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, or the ELISA, using soluble antigens in adults and eggs. Next, we have the Cato-Katz technique for enumeration of eggs, most commonly used for evaluating epidemiology, effect of control measured drug trial. Next is we have the pathogenesis and clinical manifestation. We have the schistosomiasis here. As you can see, the infected child or the infected children are bloated due to the inflammation of their liver. Next, we have the host granulomatous reaction to eggs, the pneumonitis due to the schistosomula in the lungs, hepatosplenic disease, here, hepatosplenic disease. Next, we have the colonic schistosomiasis. You will already know the hint that it is found in the colon, or there is an infection of schistosoma in the colon. Next, we have the cerebral schistosomiasis. Here. Next is treatment. The drug of choice for this type of infection is praziquantel, or the heterocyclic prazinoisoquinoline compound. So here we have an example of the praziquantel tablets. So epidemiology. The prevalence of schistosoma or schistosomiasis stratified by province in 2005 to 2007. So as you can see, there are different provinces. So I will just discuss the highest prevalence and the lowest prevalence, and the prevalence here in our place, which is the Cotabato, specifically Kidapawan. So Agusan del Sur, that has the highest prevalence, which has 3.95% during the year of 2005 to 2007, and Cagayan de Oro, that has the lowest prevalence during the year of 2005 to 2007, which has the prevalence rate of 0.04%. While in Cotabato, Kidapawan, we have 0.54% of prevalence of schistosomiasis. So prevention and control. There are older methods of preventing schistosomiasis that includes proper human waste disposal. Here, as you can see, there are different types of colors of the bins, which represents different containers for each disposable material. So we have orange bin for plastic, green is for organic substances or organic waste. We have the yellow for glass, blue for metal, red for e-waste, and black for paper. Next, we have control of the snail population. So next is we have the current methods, which is the anthelmintic chemotherapy. What we call the anthelmintics is with praziquantel because of its low cost, few side effects, and rapid result. The World Health Organization, or the WHO, recommended the following measures. So, it includes the mass treatment of everyone in a community in which there is a high prevalence and or high risk of schistosomiasis, which has 7 of 15 or more children test positive. Treatment of all children in moderately prevalent areas which has 2 to 15 children test positive, and only treating diagnosed cases in low prevalence area. Next is nice to know about this parasite, host range. So the S. hematobium and S. mansoni can be found in humans, while the S. japonicum can be found in humans, dogs, cats, pigs, cattle, water buffalo, horses, and rodents. Next is the habitat. The S. japonicum is superior mesenteric can be found in the superior mesenteric venus, while the S. hematobium can be found in the vesical and pelvic venous plexus, while the S. mansoni is in the inferior mesenteric venus.